Hi, I'm Madhura DasGupta Sinha. I'm the founder and CEO of Aspire for Her. And today I have the honor of talking to Madan Padaki, the co-founder of GAME, the Global Alliance of Mass Entrepreneurship. Thank you for joining us, Madan.
Thank you, Madhura, for having me with you guys on this wonderful day. I'm delighted to be here.
It is a very special day for us. We have our first ever Entrepreneurial Mela in full swing, and this is to give the women's economy a much needed boost. So Madan, you think a lot about mass entrepreneurship, and in that context, the women's economy. Tell us a little bit about what propelled you to start GAME.
Sure, Madhura. Hypothesis for GAME was simple from two angles. One is from a demographic dividend standpoint. India is at a fantastic place where we will add about 150 to 200 million youngsters to the workforce the next 15-20 years. Well, that is a massive advantage. The question is, how do we create ample economic opportunities for them? Because there aren't so many jobs to go around, right? So the framing at GAME was that we need to create a mass uprising of entrepreneurship, where can we in the next 10 years, 15 years, create 10 million entrepreneurs who can go on to create 10, 15 good jobs each. And therefore, is that a plausible solution to really leverage the socio-economic power of our demographic dividend? And thus was born GAME. We called it the Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, primarily because we think this is not just a problem that India faces, but several other countries around the world face. And 5 years ago, that's how we got set to kind of figure out how do we bring the ecosystem together to make this happen, because it's not an organization that can do it, but a collective that can do. So in my mind, one of the most important words in our name is the alliance.
I love that. We all love that at Aspire for Her. And the fact that we feel that you cannot operate in a vacuum and you have to operate side by side in through partnerships and alliances. And we love working with GAME, I have to say that. But tell us a little bit about these kind of partnerships, the ones like the ones that we have with you at Aspire for Her. How are they adding power to this immensely, incredibly powerful notion that you have, the vision that you have and the dream that you have?
Yeah, I think partnerships like what we have with Aspire for Her are really the core of the work that we do. Especially here, you spoke about women entrepreneurship. For us, we are very cognizant that a large part of our effort has to be to promote women entrepreneurship. And it's only with working with partners like you that we can make it happen. I think there are two challenges in that space, Madhura. One is a lot of us operate in our own silos.
Yes.
Right? Without really trying to figure out how do we build bridges with other initiatives. The second issue that also happens is many times we reinvent the same wheel over and over again. And it's especially in the non-profit space, it's such a waste of resources and time, right?
Yes. Yes.
So at GAME, our focus is how do we bring people together? How do we bring collaboratives working where each of us are trying to solve a piece of the puzzle, then trying to boil the whole ocean, right? So our approach in collectives like this and collaboratives is how do we use the convening power to get around the table to say, hey, Aspire for Her does this, you do this, and how do we stitch it all together so that resources can be optimized and utilized well?
Absolutely. And you're doing that brilliantly well. And I love the emphasis on the word alliance, because you're right that the non-profit, the social world is very fragmented, and often the ROI, if I may call it that, the result of not just investment but also effort is not really optimal. Because we end up not really leveraging each other's skills well enough. And you guys do that brilliantly. And I'm so happy that we are playing a small part in that through our HumSafal program. Tell us what you feel about HumSafal. That's a different model altogether.
No, I think, when it just started as a gleam in the eyes of the team a year and a half ago,
yes,
I think we've come a long way since then. You also made another interesting point here, Madhura, about India as a land of scale. What we've seen is a lot of interesting initiatives happens, but they either stay as islands of excellence, or somebody said it beautifully that India is a graveyard of dead pilots, right? We do a lot of pilots, but our pilots don't see the light of the day in terms of scale.
Right.
So what we wish to do in an initiative like HumSafal with Aspire for Her is that once you have a blueprint of a program, right? I mean, we're saying how do you bring artisanal collectives together? How do you enable them to go digital? How do you connect them to markets? How do you find them access to finance? How do you build sustainable business models? So for us, when we build this out and track the metric, and now we can say, hey, listen, this is a playbook available, right? So tomorrow somebody else wants to do it in Delhi, somebody wants to do it in Chennai, somebody wants to do it in Kochi or wherever. We should be able to say, listen, here is our learning, here is the playbook, here is the partnership. Now build on top of this. Don't reinvent this. I think that's when the replicability happens, because otherwise when you look at the scale in India and say, hey, we have to cater to millions and millions of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, conceptualizing it as one organization is impossible.
No, that's an amazing idea, and we hope to work on that model, to create a model which HumSafal will not just be one program. It will obviously keep growing, and we can do so much more. You've seen with a very, very small start how we've got touched so many people. Look at this entire vibrant area. It
already feels like Diwali.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It feels like Diwali before Diwali,
Yeah.
and we want the Diwali not just to be a festival of lights, but also the economy, and the purse is jangling as well, is what we really want. The women to have the money in their hands and to earn the money and feel proud about it. Now, you met a lot of women here, Madan, and today as we were walking around, and you very kindly decided to purchase some gifts for chai from these stalls. So tell us, which story really touched you the most?
Well, I think every story is so inspiring. This is just not the festival of lights, it's actually a festival of hope.
Yes.
Every women founder that I met resonates with the energy of the other.
Yes.
Right? When you meet somebody and say, hey, I'm not the only mad person around here, right? Many mad people around me who are pursuing their dreams. I love the lady of 27, Josna ji, who's actually 72, and lage rehna hai. I want to make a beginning now. I'm sure she'll infect 100 other women with that energy. And these 100 will go on to infect another 100. And that's the movement that we need, right?
Absolutely.
I think we need a lot of stories to be told. And if the women entrepreneurs, the entrepreneur naris go back to say, yes, I've met a lot of inspiring people. Of course, sales is important. I've done good sales. It inspires them to reach out for more. And more people will get inspired by them.
Absolutely. That's what we believe in. Aspire for her, ambition, aspiration, and of course, Ab Ki Diwali, shop entrepreneurial.
Beautiful. I love that line. And we've already made the beginning. We are hosting Thai Global Summit in Bangalore and committing to take 1 lakh worth of products from here to be given to our global speakers, especially from our entrepreneurs who come in from the rural areas, who are working with artisanals, handmade. I think we also need to create a lot of awareness, and it's great that you're doing it in the heart of Mumbai and inviting everybody to come and be a part of this festival.
Absolutely. And while you notice that while it's in the heart of Mumbai, but people have come from corners of the country, all corners of the country, from Nagaland to Jamshedpur to Jaipur to everywhere. So it is absolutely outstanding. The energy, the vibration, and everything has been so powerful for us that we feel very inspired and motivated. And the fact that the game team is here with us, that gives us a lot of added energy and inspiration. So thank you so much for doing this for us. And thank you so much for supporting us. We look forward to making not just HumSafal, but this entire alliance of Aspire for Her and Game together into something that is much, much bigger and more powerful, and something which will leave a legacy in India.
Beautiful. I love that energy, enthusiasm. For us, we are all one.
Yes.
I don't think there are any boundary lines between Game and Aspire for Her or whatever. That's the way we operate.
Yes.
We think we are all in this together, and only by being together, we can dream big. So we have to power each other. We will work with you and the entire team, and we're really delighted to have a very, very committed team, both sides. The excitement and the energy that we've seen is phenomenal. More power to all of us. Let's inspire a million entrepreneurs. I think I love that word, and go on to impact many more millions as we go along.
Thank you so much.